Hello everyone, welcome back to another video lecture on chapter evolution. And the last previous videos we studied very important concepts about that evidences for evolution, and in that paleontological evidences, and then comparative anatomy and morphology. In that homologous and analogous organs we studied, and in this lecture we'll study about one of the important concept, that is natural selection. And students, the last lecture, just I will once again I will repeat the concepts. This is the paleontological evidences, and now these are the fossil evidences. And here in comparative anatomy and morphology, you studied about the homology and analogy. Homology already I told you. This is very important one. Definition and example. Please remember. And in analogous organs also definition and example, and along with that divergent evolution and convergent evolution. What is divergent evolution and what is convergent evolution? Those definitions are also very important. Sometimes they will ask, uh, define divergent evolution and give an example. You can take homologous organs are the example for divergent evolution, and for convergent evolution, analogous organs. For that, please remember, and difference between homologous and analogous organs very important. Difference between homologous and analogous organs, that is also very important. So please remember the definition of homologous organs. The organs, the structure is same but the function is different. Example, you can take forelimbs of whale, cheetah, human, birds, amphibians, etc. And when you move to the analogous organs, in analogous organs, and here example for homologous, that you can take brain and heart, and along with that you can take the example, that is thorns of bougainvillea and tendrils of cucurbita. These are also example for homologous organs. And moving to the next, that is analogous organs. Usually here, definition, the structure is different but the function is same, and analogous organs are the example for convergent evolution. Okay, convergent evolution, here they are the examples, some examples they given here. The wings of butterfly and the birds, the structurally they are different but the function is same. And here they taken sweet potato and potato. Sweet potato is the modification of modification of root, and then uh, potato is modification of stem, but they are performing the same function, that is storage of food. And along with that you can take the eyes of octopus and mammals. You can take those examples also, and please remember, and definition of convergent evolution also very important, please remember that. And students, moving to the molecular homology that you studied, usually you can take the genes and genes and proteins are also the evidences for evolution. Okay, because so many genes are similar in diverse organisms, they are all same. Okay, they're all same, so we can take example of that also. And moving to the next one, that is natural selection, theory of natural selection. And in this theory of natural selection, they mainly given two examples. One is industrial melanism, which is the example proof for the natural selection, and another one, that is those chemicals they given. Okay, that is a biological evidences. Okay, that also they given. And if you think of the word, that is natural selection, as the name itself indicates, nature is going to be select fit individuals. Those are fit, they are going to be select. You can take so many examples, and recently you can take, that is one of the important example, you can take coronavirus. Coronavirus formed in nature, and those who are fit, they are going to be survive. It means those resistant power, okay, those have high resistant power, they can survive, and those are not fit, they are not going to be survive. This is also example for natural selection. Okay, but these examples are not given, just I am telling. And in this they given industrial melanism. Usually this theory was given by Darwin. Natural selection theory was given by Darwin based on his inventions and everything. He given the theory, that is natural selection, and so many proofs they given in your NCERT for natural selection. The first one, that is Industrial melanism. Evidence for natural selection. The first one is industrial melanism. You can take the example that is industrial melanism. And in industrial melanism, what happens? Okay, it is very important, students. It's very important because so many times they ask the question about industrial melanism. Okay, please remember it's an example for natural selection. Define natural selection and give the example. They are going to be asked explain with the example. So you have to write industrial melanism. Okay, you have to write industrial melanism. For that, it is very important concept. Please remember. Just I will explain the concept and just go through that. First here, we taken the moths are the examples. In this, they mainly taken the moths are the example for industrial melanism. And here, in 1850, okay, before industrialization in England, they mainly take an example from the England. In England, in 1850, there is no industries. There is no industries because technology is not that much developed, and so there is no need of that those all things. So there is no development or there is no industries at that time during 1850. Okay, and what the scientists observed, what they observed, they mainly observed three were more white-winged, dull-gray-winged moths on tree than dark-winged or melanized moth. For example, I will take one is white-winged moths, another one is black-winged moths. Okay, one is white, another one is either you can take black or either dark-winged moths. Okay, before industrialization, what happened? There is a white colored lichens. Students already studied about lichens. What are lichens? Okay, these are the environmental indicators. Okay, wherever the pollution is there in that area they will not develop, but wherever the pollution free area is there in that area they will develop very much. Okay, before I will explain with the new slide. Okay, before industrialization, that is around 1850. Okay, in 1850 there is a no industries, so there is no pollution, and on the trees, on the trees there is a development of lichens. There is a development of lichens. You can take this complete white color. Okay, middle of this sorry, middle of this here, whatever the things are here, this complete it is a white. This white structure is a lichens. Okay, lichens. And these lichens develop when there is no pollution. Okay, if there is no pollution they are able to develop. And when it is in around 1850. It is around 1850. There is no industrialization, so there is a development of the lichens. So two types of moths we can find here. Two types of moth. One is white winged moths. You can take white winged moths, the white winged moths. Another one you can take dark winged moths. Sorry, wait. Okay. One is dark winged moths and another one is white winged moths. You can take the example. This is the plant, this is the tree. Okay, you can take this the tree. And one is white winged moth. Just I will draw simple diagram. One is dark winged white winged moths. Another one we can take, I will change the color, dark winged moths. Okay, this is the dark winged moth. And when there is a no pollution, when there is no pollution, at that time these white colored moths are more. These white color moths are more because if there is no pollution, there is a development of if there is no pollution, there is a development of lichens. Okay, if there is no pollution, there is a development of more number of lichens, and if there is a pollution, there is no development of lichens. First we will take the condition that is in around before industrialization. Okay, we'll take the condition before industrialization. When there is no pollution, there is a lot of lichens. Think it is a middle white color, everything is lichen. Okay, because there is no pollution, so number is also more. I will take a light colored condition here. At that time, more number of moths are present. These yellow spots, we can take the white winged moths. More number of moths are present. Okay, and what about dark winged moths? They are also present, but they are in less number. They are in less number, like this, because the background of the bark of the tree, it is completely white because of the development of the lichens. Okay, because of the development of lichens, the background of the dark bark is completely white. So white winged moths are not identified, or it is not identified by the predators. Either it is a bird or any other animal you can take. There is no predators at all, and they are predators, but they are unable to spot those white colored moths because background is white, and then so uh, color is also the wing color is also white. So the predators, they are unable to spot the moths, white colored moths. Okay, so they are able to spot the dark colored moths, and they can pick them, and then the population of that dark colored moths, they automatically going to be reduced. It is automatically going to be, because predators are more, and those predators are able to identify that particular dark colored moth. Okay, say for example, this is a complete white ppt is there. If I spot one dark color, you can easily identify that dark color. Okay, if I spot a light colored thing, just I'm doing a spot, but you are not unable to see that because background is light, and the whatever the points I'm going to do here, those are also they are also light in color, but this black color is easily visible. Okay, you can see they are easily visible. So like that only, the predators are able to identify the dark colored moths, so they can easily spot them, and then they are going to be eat them. So the population of that particular dark colored moth is going to be reduced. It's going to be completely reduced. Okay, it's going to be completely reduced. This is the before industrialization. There is, it is around in 1850. Okay, in 1850 there is no industries and everything, so the white colored moths are more in number, and these predators are unable to spot the white colored moths, and they are able to survive, they can reproduce, then they can increase in their number. Okay, they are able to increase in their number, that is the thing. And when after industrialization in 1950, in 1950, around 1950, there is a industries, huge amount of industries are there, so more amount of pollution is there, more amount of pollution is there. So the complete lichens, all the lichens, they are unable to develop over there because pollution, a lot of pollution is there, so they are unable to grow on the bark of the tree. They are unable to grow on the bark of the tree. So what to happen, the color of this tree, it becomes very dark. Okay, this become very dark. Now it is difficult to spot the dark colored moths. It is difficult to spot the dark colored moths because there is no lichens. There is a no lichens. So the bark of the tree is also dark, and the wings are also, the moth wings are also dark. So what happened, I will take a one light color condition here. I am spotting here the things. These are white colored moths. These are white colored moths. Because of industry, there is no development of lichens, because a lot of pollution is there. Lichens are not developed over there, so the bark of the tree become dark. So the predators are able to spot the light colored moths or white colored moths. They are unable to spot the dark colored because the background is also dark, and the moth's wing is also dark. So it is unable to identify the dark colored moths. Okay, dark colored moths. So now what happens, the more number of dark colored moths are there, because they are able to survive, because the predators are unable to detect that dark colored moths. Okay, and the dark colored moths will reproduce and then increase their number, but white colored moths are easily identified by the predators. So they came and picked that, and they are able to they are going to be eat all those white colored moths. So the number of the white colored moths goes on reducing, and there is an increase in the number of dark colored moths. Okay, this is the industrial melanism. Okay, this is the industrial melanism. Okay, this is the concept. Okay, we'll go through the points first. Here we'll go through the points. Here you can see, sorry. Okay, here you can see white colored lichens cover the tree. In the background, the white winged moth survived, but the dark colored moths were picked out by the predators. Okay, because of the camouflage. You can observe the camouflage in chameleon. It can change its body color according to the background. Okay, that is the camouflage. And however, in the collection carried out from the some same area, but after industrialization, that is around 1920, not 50s, 1920, there were more dark winged moths in the same area. The more dark winged moths are present because camouflage. Because of the industrialization, there is a pollution. If there is a pollution, there is no development of lichens. If there is no development of lichens, means the background is dark. So predators are easily identify the white colored moths, and then there is a more number of dark winged moths and less number of white colored wings white winged moths. And this explained that the predators will spot a moth against a contrasting background. During post industrialization period, the tree trunk became dark due to industrial smoke and soot. Okay, under this condition, the white winged moths did not survive due to predators. Dark winged moths, dark winged or melanized moth survived because of the camouflage. Okay, this is the industrial melanism. At some points, what the scientists they conclude, what they came for the conclusion. Here another point they given here. The obtained study was compared with areas where industrialization did not occur. Example, in rural areas, the count of melanic moths was low. Okay, melanic moths was low because in rural areas there is a development of lichens, because there is no pollution at all, so there is a development of lichens. But in the cities, okay, there is a pollution, so there is no lichens, and so dark colored moths are more and the white colored moths are less. Okay, that is the thing. And here what the conclusion of this natural selection here in industrial melanism? In a mixed population, individuals that are better adapted, individuals those are better adapted to the environment, can survive, reproduce in large numbers, and increase in their population size. No variant was completely wiped out. Okay, no variants were completely wiped out. Those variants are not completely removed out. Some point they are present, and but if you think of the these dark winged moths, okay, they are well adapted for the environment. They are well adapted for the environment because of their camouflage. They are well adapted, so they are able to survive. Okay, and here you can see this is the development of lichens. If you spot the white colored moth, here this is the dark winged moth. Here you can see easily the dark winged moth, because the background is white here, but the moth is dark here, so the predators can easily identify this, and they are going to be take them. Okay, but here if you observe in this condition, here is a dark colored moth, it is not visible for the predators, and here is the white colored moth, it is easily visible because there is a pollution, so there is no development of the lichens. So white colored moths are easily visible and dark colored moths are not. Okay, it means the in a mixed population, a lot of populations are there. In those mixed population, those are well adapted for the environment, they are going to be survive. If they are not adapted, they are not going to be survive. That is the natural selection, which is fit for the life, which is fit for the life. You can take natural selection, you can take any example you can take. Okay, those who are fit in the environment, they are going to be survive, and those not, they are going to be die. Say for example, you can take a frog. It lays thousands of eggs, but all of them are not going to be survive. Few of them are going to be survive. Those who are fit, those who are fit, they are going to be survive. Those can tolerate the temperature, those can tolerate humidity and everything. Those are able to tolerate such a conditions. It means they are fit for that environment. Okay, this is the industrial melanism. This is very important concept for your theory examination point of view. Please remember this one. Okay, this is the industrial melanism. I hope so all of you understood about this concept. Okay, I will move to the next one, that is another proof for the natural selection, that is using of the pesticides. Okay, using of the pesticide is another one example here. They can, you can take. Okay, resistant to chemicals, resistant to chemicals. You can take resistant to chemical example here. Sorry, resistant to chemical. Okay, if you go through the resistant to chemicals, so because you can take the example of that also. Use of pesticides, already we know our farmers are using pesticides and insecticides. Okay, just to avoid the insect and then pests. Okay, for their proper development of the plants, we are using pesticides and insecticides. And here, along with that, we used a lot, that is DDT. DDT is one of the chemical, is one of the chemical that can resistance, that can gives the, that we are using for to avoid the mosquitoes, or just to kill the mosquitoes. Okay, and students here, in the early days, okay, in the early days, so there is the first when we use the DDT, at that time we used to spray that. Okay, wherever the mosquitoes are more in number, you can spray over there, and those mosquitoes are going to be die, because pesticide is a poison. It's going to be kill that particular mosquito, they're going to be kill the mosquitoes. Like that only, pesticides we are using to kill the pests, and herbicides we are using to kill the herbs, and along with that we are using DDT. And you can take the example here, DDT. When you start spraying that DDT continuously, okay, continuously, and when you are started to spray that DDT, in the beginning days, what happened, the mosquitoes are going to die. But when the time is time more, when the time is goes on, at that time, after a month or after a year, the mosquitoes are able to resistant that particular DDT. They start to develop that DDT resistant bacteria. Sorry, that DDT resistant gene is going to be developed in the body of those mosquito. Okay, and it is going to be transferred to the next generation also. And once they start developing such a gene, they are going to be resist that particular DDT. They are going to resist that particular DDT. Just see, nowadays there is no DDT. We are not using the DDT. Okay, because mosquitoes are adapted for that DDT. They are able to uh, resist that particular DDT because of the development of a gene in their body. There is a development of such gene in their body. Okay, and another example you can take here, microbes or bacteria. You can take many microbes or bacteria. Uh, Here we are using antibiotic resistant varieties. Antibiotic resistant. For example, you can take in a culture media. If you can take the culture media, here they given bunch of bacteria including resistant variety. Okay, these some we are using the antibiotic resistant bacteria in a culture, and these bacteria are get bathed in the antibiotics. Most of the normal bacteria die. Normal bacteria are going to be die because they are unable to resistant the bacteria. They are unable to resistant the that antibiotic. Okay, they are unable to resistant that antibiotic. Here again, the resistant bacteria multiply and become more common. Those who are resistant, okay, those who are resistant, they multiply themselves and they will increase in their number. Eventually, the entire infection evolves into a resistant strain. Complete that media is going to be full with a antibiotic resistant bacteria. Okay, here they given one antibiotic resistant bacteria, and these are all normal bacteria. And what happened? They used to add antibiotics in that particular colony. So there is a death of a these all normal bacteria, and only the antibiotic resistant bacteria is going to be survive in the middle. And what will happen is that single become double, it undergo the reproduction, so they, it will increase in their number, and eventually the complete colonies become antibiotic resistant bacteria. Okay, that only they explained about the resistant bacteria towards the chemicals. And these are all the examples of evolution due to anthropogenic action. This is important, students, please remember. Give the uh, write the note on anthropogenic actions of evolution. They are going to be asked the question like that, so please remember that. And this shows that the evolution is not a direct process, but it is a stochastic process or chance or probability. It is not particularly identical. Okay, it's not a direct one. By chance it can happen. Natural selection can occur by chance. Okay, that is based on chance events in nature and mutation in the organisms. You can take mutation is the raw material for evolution. Please remember, raw material for evolution is mutation. Mutation is nothing but sudden change in a gene. Sudden change in a gene, you can take the example of mosquito. Okay, sudden change in the gene, that is that mosquito can develop DDT resistant gene in that body. Okay, you can take that evolution, we call it as a micro evolution. It will not take a lot of time. Okay, within a month or a year it's going to be uh, develop such a character. Okay, it's going to be develop such a character, that is DDT resistant mosquitoes. Okay, you can take all those examples. Here they given only, it is a by chance, it is by chance it is going to be happen. Okay, and mutation is a raw material for evolution, because sudden change can gives rise to new species. Sudden change gives rise to new species, so it is a raw material of the evolution. Okay, students, this is about the uh, theory of natural selection. Two proofs they given for the natural selection. One is that industrial melanism, and another one is resistant to chemicals or anthropogenic action. Okay, these two are the example for natural selection. Okay, just read your NCERT textbook. Okay, and these are all given in your NCERT only. Read all these, and uh, along with that, please practice industrial melanism. Okay, just understand the concept about industrial melanism, it's very easy. And along with that, these anthropogenic actions. Okay, and in the next video lecture, students will discuss about one of the important concept, that is adaptive radiation. Okay, that is also very important for your examination point of view, that we will discuss in the next class. Okay, thank you.